Mr. Zeke, what are you up to?
I'm working on a Bamka base.
A Bamka base.
I honestly don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. I don't think it was
I-
intended to be pronounced. I
I-
think you're just supposed to read it with your mind and accept that that's what it says.
Okay, well, you have to talk kind of loud because that's the only way people are going to hear you. So what's going on with this thing?
Near about everything that could be wrong when it's wrong for the most part. Everything is loose.
Everything's loose.
There's no grease anywhere.
No, yeah, well,
And the pedal somehow
this,
snapped.
yes,
The
this,
actual axle of the pedal.
and see, this is the pedal right here. Actually, let's show. So this customer just bought this bike, and it's one of those Amazon purchases, and he followed the directions, and in the directions it was showing him how to put the thing together. And you know what? He did put it together. He did everything. The only thing that he could have done better. What's going on, William? Is he could have tightened up the stem a little bit better, but actually the stem is tight. In the instructions, it was telling him to install the stem into the frame and to tighten it up, but it didn't tell him to put grease in there, and without the grease, it feels like you're getting it tight, but it's not. So this is using one of the quilled stems, and we've got to take that out, grease it, and put it back together. Zeke there is just fixing his front brakes real quick. We're going to be doing that kind of free of charge. Boy, Zeke, I've never seen you work so fast. You.
What do you mean?
Anyway, so they didn't tell him that he needed to put grease on this, but see, he broke this spindle, so he did that just riding the bike. And so you kind of get what you pay for. He paid a couple of $100s for this. And what's going on, TJ? I see you there. So, let's take a look at this. So, yeah, so we've got no grease whatsoever on there. So we're going to get that taken care of for it. So we've got a very capable bicycle technician here. His name is Zeke. So he's been, how long have you been doing this now, Zeke?
Since 2020, right?
Since 2020? So maybe about 4 years?
2021.
I think it's been more like 3 years. William, it's Amazon, though, I mean, another department store bike. Not terrible, but not the best either. This is actually pretty bad, but we're going to try to make it as best as we can for him. We're going to make sure everything is tight, and we're going to take as best care of them as we can. There are some issues with these bikes. And the issue is, if you see one of these hubs here with a little flange on there, these hubs love getting loose, and that's actually what's going on with this. If you wiggle it, and I don't know if you can hear that, it's loose. And then the other thing is the bottom bracket here. On these newer style bottom brackets, these, listen to that, super loose. Ow, and some sharp metal. So, again, we're going to be getting this thing tightened up for him. Let me see. You look like you would kill somebody. Who? Me or Zeke? That's from Cloud Z. Let me see. TJ should hire Zeke full time, Jason, because looks to me like he's gotten everything down on working on bikes.
Really?
Well, he's saying not really, but no, he's pretty good. So let me see. Oh, yikes! Very loose. Yes, that is very loose. So, but yeah, this bike is, in my opinion, a little bit overpriced. But everything nowadays is kind of overpriced because what you've got here, he paid a couple of $100s for it, and again, this is going to work for him hopefully. But you got a high tensile steel frame with some of it's got complete welds. We've got a little bit of a hole in the weld right there. I don't know if you can see it, but that's not going to hurt anything. But anyway, so that's kind of what we got going on today. We're just trying to get bikes done for the customers. And let's see, what's your opinion on the Ozark Trail G1?
Walmart bike available.
It is the best Walmart bike available. And, you know, but you got to be careful with the Ozark Trails, because on the Ozark Trails, there's some Ozark Trails that have a cassette on the bikes, and those, I mean, at $400, it's probably the best bike that I've seen at $400. Okay, this is coming from somebody who really hates the Ozark Trails, but I'm not going to lie and say that it's not good, because at $400, that's like the best bike. For me, I'd destroy it. Okay, but that's because I'm actually hitting trails, having fun. So depending on the type riding that you're doing, and here I'll turn around here. No, didn't get the pedals tight. Okay, well that's what we're here for. Yeah, $400. It's really good, but if that's all you've got to spend, then you know what? That's an excellent bike. Okay, but there's other Ozark Trails that have a freewheel. Now, the way you can tell the difference between the freewheel and the cassette has a lock ring. Do we have a? Oh, here. Hold. Okay, so here's a freewheel right here that threads on to the wheel, and actually this one right here also has a freewheel, and there is a big empty space back there, and that is how I can tell that it's a freewheel. Now, a cassette has a lock ring on the end of it, and I think Zeke's trying to find one, but so let's see. Okay, here, let me turn this thing around. So here is a cassette, and a cassette, see, it's got this lock ring on here, and see the gears here slide onto a splined driver. So that's a cassette. Let me see. William is saying with just a free hub, yeah. So yeah, it's the hub is going to have what they call a free hub, and again, if you see the Ozark Trail with the cassette on there, $400, that's a great deal. But whenever I was in the local Walmart the other day, I was looking at the same Ozark Trails, and they had freewheels, and they were $400. No, that was just too much. I mean, the cassette is what makes it worth the $400. Well, guys, I am going to leave y'all, because this is just supposed to be a WT Friday. But how are you doing on this bike there, Zeke? So still have to tighten up the, yep. So you're about halfway done. But anyway, guys, y'all have a wonderful day, and we will see you later. Zeke, you want to say bye?
Goodbye.
Later.